it's just the constant pressure that the press in Portugal. Carvalho, who is not, I'm a big fan of Carvalho, he's not having a good afternoon at all. He's headed the ball back and he's put Havertz clean through, almost with a header. Great covering back from Diaz, I think, but at the minute they're getting overrun. The Orient, have a look at this. This is a Carvalho header. Heads straight into Havertz, who's in the box then, and he makes a good recovery. Carvalho to be fair on Diaz. It's a corner now, and it's just constant flow, constant pressure from Germany. Portugal are going to have to start thinking about playing longer and getting Germany turned, because at the minute it's one-way traffic.
The worry for Germany is that Muller just got barged into by Pepe and he's gone down holding his left shoulder. So for the time being, Muller is coming off the pitch. He's just trying to roll his arm just to try and get that shoulder joint moving. There's a corner kick. It's 2-1 to Germany. Guerrero, who scored for Portugal the other night, his first competitive goal for his country, now in the unfortunate position of scoring an own goal as Germany are 2-1 up. We'll be going to the rugby in a moment, but we'll just, because 2 goals in the space of 4 minutes have seen Germany from 1-0 down lead by 2 goals to 1.
Jogi Löw will be saying to his players, do not let them counter-attack if they get the first contact.
Muller wants to come back onto the field of play. The officials at the minute are not allowing him to do so. So it's a corner kick to Germany, who now turned it around. 2-1. Kroos with a corner kick. Right-hand side, Rudiger rises, drops behind. We'll go to Chris Jones watching Exeter Sale.
And Sale have crucially scored the first try of this second half. Van Rensburg second, gathering a clever kick through. Exeter 25, Sale 20, in the balance with half an hour to go.
Thank you, Chris. Certainly this is in the balance. Group F would be very interesting as well. You could have France 4 points, Portugal and Germany 3, and Hungary 1 going into the final set of group games on Wednesday, where Germany play Hungary in Munich and Portugal meet France in Budapest. Here is Gnabry. Gnabry running in field in the centre circle of the Portugal half. Back with Rudiger. Hummels. Kroos. Gundogan. Happy just to stroke the ball between each other in quite a close proximity in the central part of the field. Gundogan now takes over on the halfway line. Semedo. Inside now to Ronaldo, hits it first time, he's looking for Jota, he finds him inside the penalty area. Jota, the angle is narrowing, falls away, flag is raised.
That's unlucky. What about Ronaldo's vision? Ball comes in before he has a look before the ball. Comes them, he plays a beautiful ball round the back of the German back foot, 3. Great ball. He's in. The mood, and when he's in the mood, you've always got a chance.
Just saying that it was, as you quite rightly said, Neil, that they were, the check was for Gosens on the left-hand side. That's why VAR had a look, but
Portugal are going to have to get a good grip on that left-hand side for Germany. Gosens, Semedo's positional sense at times is awful. Even from them long switches, he should be getting out there quicker to stop Gosens.
There is Havertz, edge of the area. Gosens is in once again. Here he is, beaten out by the goalkeeper. Patricio comes towards Kimmich, and now is Carvalho with the clearance for Portugal.
They've gone really ragged, Portugal. They're so open. But then again, they do something on the counter-attack like this.
Now it's Bernardo Silva. Pepe's ahead of him. Here is Pepe in the penalty area, looking towards Jota. Rudiger slides across. What a game this is.
You got a 30-year-old centre-half making overlaps in the final third. It's incredible. What about the desire for him to get up there? Brilliant counter-attack again.
I checked what was in that water, by the way, that Pepe just had a little swing during the cooling break. Corner's taken short, in it comes, headed away by Hummels. You were almost incredulous when you said Pepe then, weren't you?
Well, it's very rare you see a centre-half when the wingers come in inside, making an overlap to get into the box on a counter-attack. It's just brilliant desire, you know. That's why these guys are the greatest players of their era, you know, just they keep going in. They're so hungry for the game. And then they turn this game into an absolute
Germany's first goal, as we thought, has actually now been credited as a Diaz own goal. So 2 own goals from Germany's pressure has seen them come from behind to lead Portugal by 2 goals to 1. I have a feeling as well that we've seen it ever in a European Championship. And at the back of my mind, I seem to think now that we've already probably surpassed the tally from 2016. But we'll leave that for the proper statisticians to check either at half-time or full-time. Let's just enjoy the game because we're in stoppage time. Portugal 1, Germany 2, and it's a pretty 3 minutes. That's what we are into now.
Portugal with the 2 big boys in centre midfield. They're getting played around quite a lot and played past, and that might be something Santos will look at half-time.
Of course, wouldn't be playing if Cancelo hadn't withdrawn because of COVID. But every time I'm looking across towards that far side, he keeps being sucked the space for Gosens.
Yeah, he's getting attracted. Like sometimes he could be in the half and half. You call it half and half position where you're sort of close, at 5 yards from your centre half, but always able if the ball goes across you to get out there quickly. He's not getting out there quickly enough here. I think he's a good fullback going forward. I'm not sure about it defensively. He's getting shown up here.
Here is Carvalho passing the ball out to Guerrero. Hits it first time. This is Bruno Fernandes, just keeping his way towards the penalty area, taken away by the head of Bubbles. Semedo, back out to Bernardo Silva, just into the touchline. Semedo's going to come on the overlap, use him as a decoy, holds onto the ball, does Bernardo Silva, but being forced away, he's given it away to Gnabry, but all of a sudden it's Gnabry against Pepe. Ruben Diaz has Müller, coming through the middle, Germany on the attack, Gnabry, Pepe backpedaling, Gnabry still, into the penalty area. Patricio makes the save and diverts the ball away from Müller. Germany still coming forward, leading 2-1. Kimmich floats it forward, repelled by the head of Ruben Diaz. That was an opportunity for Germany to try and increase their lead, but Rui Patricio saved the day. Jota now to come forward, short of the halfway line, plays it back. There is the half-time whistle. It's the whistle that you didn't want to hear, because that was one half of football, the 11.
That was magnificent. The very last, motion in the game where Patricio has to pull off a great save from Gnabry. Actually, Germany did a Portugal there with the counter-attack brilliantly. It was a bad pass from Bernardo Silva. Gnabry picked it up in the halfway line and just drilled. He turned Pepe one way, then the other. Got a shot off, and very unfortunate the rebound from the keeper didn't fall from Müller. What's a game we've had in so far?
But if you're a football... fan, you'll be smiling after watching that first half, but Cristiano Ronaldo is scowling. He gave Portugal the lead, very much on the counter-attack after 15 minutes, and then 2 own goals. Ruben Diaz and Guerrero in the space of 4 minutes means in Munich at half-time, Portugal 1, Germany 2.
All that discussion as well, pre-match, Neil, about the use of wing-backs and how Germany should be playing, and their wing-backs have caused absolute havoc.
Well, Gosens has, and Kimmich has been, we all know how good a player he is. Maybe not as attack-minded as Gosens would be, but his passing, has been unbelievable. Germany, to be fair, came out, real intent, started the game brilliantly, and then got sucker punched by an unbelievable counter-attack and goal. Classic counter-attack, classic Ronaldo. You need to watch Ronaldo again if you get the chance, Chambers. Have a couple of minutes tonight and watch it again. He smells it like from 60, 70 yards out and he just goes. It's just amazing to watch.
There are so many things, Jules, about that goal. The first being he wins the header himself from the corner. And a bit like Mbappe catching Hummels in that first game. All of a sudden, he just goes past, his pace as he goes past people off the ball is phenomenal.
It is, and we know how good header of the ball he is, and that's why he's there defensively and not already on the halfway line waiting for the counter to happen. He has to be there in the box because, as we saw, he can clear the ball so well. And then he knows, like he just said, he knows that Bernardo Silva will go. And they've got that in them, in this counter-attacking football. Diogo Jota, Bernardo, Bruno Fernandes. That's also why they're so good. And I think he knows that there will be an opportunity at the end of it. Why I don't understand. And Lille, when you were at Celtic or all the teams that you've been managing, why would you leave your striker, one of your strikers, like I Havertz, on the halfway line to defend? He's got no idea what to do then. Do I go? Do I stay? Where should I go? Who should I mark?
Like when I was watching it, and all of a sudden when Ronaldo heads the ball out and it goes to Bernardo Silva, there's like 4 breaking against 3. And they've left Havertz back. I don't know if the centre halves are obviously up, but it's so. And I never used this against the Germans. So naive, from a attacking set play. To be punished from that, it's just so unlike the Germans, and it was a real sort of kick in the teeth for them because it started the game brilliantly.
But that comes from Jogi Löw. Jogi Löw
100%
saying, okay, you go on the near post, you go on the far post, and you stay back.
Yeah.
Why Havertz staying back? And he's good in the air too. He's tall, and I don't get it.
No idea, Jules. No idea.
This is game of the tournament so far, isn't it? By a mile.
Listen, the quality of football and the pace of the football has been brilliant. They've got a real problem, Portugal. When the ball's getting from wide, it's going in the park too easy to Havertz or Gnabry, and then it's going back out wide again. They're not getting close enough to people. And it's a difficult thing to do, okay? Germany are in the mood like this. But the longer the game goes on, I think Santos will have to, put another extra midfielder in there across the pitch to stop those balls going into the central position. But Germany's passing movement has been magnificent. And Portugal, on the counter-attack, look really, really threatening. Really threatening. The couple of times, you've got Pepe making overlaps, jumpers. It's an incredible game.
Really is. Second half on the way here on 5 Live. We'll round up the rugby union for you as well during half-time. But first, 8 minutes shy of 6 o'clock, it's time for the latest BBC News.
Listen on BBC Sounds. This is BBC Radio 5 Live. 5 Live News, I'm Jill
Mackenzie. There's a major push to offer coronavirus jabs to every adult in England this weekend, with warnings of a third wave of infections. There have been queues outside pop-up vaccination centres. Professor Adam Finn is a scientific advisor to the government.
Vaccines do have a built-in delay to their effect, but you are always gaining yourself ground for the future by doing this. So the more people come in and get immunised now, the better position we're going to be later in the summer as this third wave plays itself out.
There have been another 14 deaths within 28 days of a positive COVID test in the UK, and more than 10,000 new cases have been confirmed. 81% of the adult population have now had a first jab, 59% have had both. Northern Ireland's First Minister, Paul Givan, has been told he'll have to resign, only 2 days after he took office. The Democratic Unionist Party needs to elect a new leader after Edwin Poots stepped down 3 weeks into the job. The favourite to succeed him, Sir Geoffrey Donaldson, has made clear he wants to be First Minister. A hardline cleric, Ebrahim Raisi, has won Iran's presidential election. Reformists were barred from standing, and apathy about the contest was widespread. And the Download Festival is taking place this weekend with around 1/10 of its usual capacity. It's part of the government's pilot scheme to see how large events can run safely during the pandemic. Our reporter Luxmi Gopal is there.
This is really significant because it goes further than the previous government events. There's a capacity of up to 10,000 people. It's also over several days. It's a 3-day camping event, and there is, for the first time, the legal mosh pit that's been allowed. And the way it's been able to happen is like with previous test events. Everyone attending the festival has had to do a COVID test beforehand and test negative, and will have to do it again.
BBC 5 Live, the voice of the UK.
Hello, my name's Sam. I'm 34. I live in London.
Around 9 million people in the UK struggle to read and write.
I suffer with dyslexia and I'm currently learning how to read as an adult.
Here at 5 Live, we want to start a conversation about adult literacy.
Hearing the powerful stories of people who are speaking publicly this time about their struggles to read and write.
I've got a little boy, Ted. My end goal is to read to my little boy. Nothing's not impossible, is it? It just takes time.
BBC Radio 5 Live. The wait is over. Euro 2020.
With Mark Chapman on BBC Radio 5 Live.
sensational game
in our 5 o'clock match. Portugal 1, Germany 2 at half-time. Second half on the way with Ian Dennis and Neil Lennon. Earlier in the same group finished Hungary 1, France 1. In rugby union, there was an incredible first semi-final in the Gallagher Premiership playoffs. Harlequins came back from 28 points to 0 down to beat Bristol 43-36 in extra time. Here's Quins winger Lewis Liner speaking to Sarah Orchard.
Lewis Liner, congratulations. You just scored in a Premiership semi-final and got to your first final. How does it feel?
I mean, there's not many words that can describe this. I mean, I'm 20 years old and I'm living my dream. It's quite emotional actually seeing all the fans there. I know my dad's up there somewhere, so it's pretty cool. Yeah, there's not many words I can say about it.
We were all reading in the newspapers this morning that this is only the second time your dad has ever been able to watch you to play. That's pretty special.
Yeah, I mean, he's because of COVID, unfortunately, he hasn't ever come to watch me, apart from Newcastle last weekend and now this weekend. I mean, if you wanted to pick 2 games, those 2 games are the best, and hopefully next weekend the final will be even better.
Lewis Liner talking to Sarah Orchard, his dad, by the way, the Aussie great Michael Liner. Who will Quins be playing, though, Exeter or Sale? Chris Jones.
Looks like Exeter should be Exeter, Mark. They've got a healthy lead, 32-23, but they've had a healthy lead pretty much from the opening minute. They just can't quite put the Sharks away. Sale had a good bit of ball there. It ended with an Exeter penalty. You feel that one more Chiefs score will send them to Twickenham, but after what happened earlier, anything can happen in the semi-final. However, the way Exeter can control the scoreboard when they lead, you do have to back them from here. Exeter 32, Sale 23, 16 minutes to go. Miraculously, Harlequins are waiting in the final.
In Super League earlier, Hull FC thrashed 64 points to 22. Let's go to the cricket. England against India. Alison Mitchell.
England have been thwarted. The game's not over yet, but India are 325 for 8. The lead 160 off. They were asked to follow on, but it's been an extraordinary 9th wicket stand that have held England at bay. Sneh Rana, 74 not out, along with Tanya Bhatia on 32. They've put on 85 together, and even if these last 2 wickets fell quickly, England would have to go at more than 10 and over if they were to chase this down in the remaining hour. But it's been a highly entertaining game, but India, it's been a remarkable effort. Looks like they're going to save it. India 325 for 8. They lead by 160.
And to the World Test Championship final, Eleanor Oldroyd. Or maybe not, Ellie.
Came off. Can you hear me now, chaps?
Yeah, I've got you now, Ellie. Go on.
Excellent. Yeah, just going to say that India and New Zealand thwarted by the weather today. 146 for 3. They haven't called it off for the day yet. Bad light having stopped play just after tea. But the covers are on, and the big covers are on, and it looks like that could well be it for the day. 58-run partnership between Virat Kohli and Ajinkya Rahane. 44 for Kohli, 29 for Rahane. And New Zealand not making the best of the conditions this morning, which really favoured their seamers, having won the toss. 146 for 3, India, and that could be it, but we haven't had confirmation of it yet.
OK, thanks, Ellie. Let's go to the tennis next. There's been British success today at Queen's. Russell Fuller.
Cameron Norrie into the final, a 7-5, 6-3 win over Denis Shapovalov. It will be Norrie's 3rd ATP final of the year, and he played beautifully in all departments. Really drove Shapovalov to distraction with a number of passing winners. And here's what he told John Inverdale afterwards.
Hasn't really sunk in yet, but I think I played very, very good today. I was extremely clutch on some big points, and so pleased to be through to the final here. I can't even describe it. It's literally, it's nice to get over the line there, and all credit to Dennis. It was a tough match.
And Berrettini waiting for you in the final with that big serve. Any special tactics to combat that?
Yeah, I watched him a little bit throughout the week, and he's got a huge serve. He's one of the best players on the tour at the moment, and I saw him play earlier today, and he had a really good day, so it's not going to be easy.
Berrettini is Matteo Berrettini, the Italian, the top seed, the world number 9. He beat Alex de Minaur in their semi-final today. And were Norrie to win, not only would it be a first ATP title, but he'd be only the 2nd British player to win at Queen's Club since the Second World War. Andy Murray has won 5 titles, and he could even do the double, because he's playing in the doubles semi-final at the moment with Alex de Minaur, and it's going on serve 3-2 first set against Riley Opelka and John Peers.
And the Watson, though, went out in the Birmingham Classic.
Yes, as she herself said, her clay court season was a bit of a write-off, but things are looking up on the grass. In Birmingham, she doubled her tally of WTA wins for the season, but Ons Jabeur of Tunisia was too good today, winning 6-3, 6-3. She'll play Daria Kasatkina of Russia in the final, while Watson heads off to Eastbourne, where she's drawn last year's French Open champion Iga Swiatek in the first round.
Thank you very much, Russell. Final day of Royal Ascot today. Dream of Dreams won the Diamond Jubilee Stakes, watched by John Hunt.
That was a hugely popular success for the favourite, trained by Sir Michael Stout. His first win in the race since 1985. It was his 82nd winner here over the years and first of the week. The 75-year-old Newmarket trainer, as popular as ever. Dream of Dreams, having gone close to winning this twice before, was too strong for Glen Shiel and Art Power this afternoon. The Queen also paid her first visit of the week to the meeting. There was a strong belief that her King's Lynn could win the Wokingham handicap for her, but he could only finish third to 8-1 winner Rohan, ridden by Shane Kelly. And whilst the French national team failed to win at the Euros today, there was a Gallic win of sorts in the Hardwick Stakes. Trainer David Menussier, based in Sussex, landed the Group 2 prize with his soft ground-loving horse Wonderful Tonight, ridden by William Buick. That horse now heads to the Arc de Triomphe. So, Mark, it was an excellent day, which started dramatically away from the racing, as Ascot authorities have promised a full inquiry after 4 protesters briefly paddled themselves to plastic running rails just after the first race. They had escaped detention earlier as they were all dressed in the Ascot caterers' distinctive smart uniforms. All 4 were arrested by Thames Valley Police.
Thank you very much, John. Straight back to Chris Jones.
Is that the decisive try? Alex Cuthbert has crashed over from short range for Exeter, their 5th try. They lead by 37 points to 23 over Sale. It feels like the champions are heading back to Twickenham with 11.5 minutes to go.
Thank you very much, Chris. Third round of the US Open at Torrey Pines today. Ian Carter could bring us the lead.
Yeah, and a big move already from an Englishman. Paul Casey's picked up 4 shots in his opening 9 holes. That takes him to level par. Just 9 shots separated the whole of the field heading into this third round. At level par, he's 5 shots off the lead. Russell Henley of the United States will be partnered in the final pairing today by the 48-year-old Englishman, Richard Bland. What a week it's been for him so far. Can it continue tonight? At 5 under, he shares the lead.
Thank you very much, Ian. Max Verstappen in a Red Bull will start on pole at the French Grand Prix. He out-qualified both Lewis Hamilton and Valtteri Bottas in the session. You can listen to the race 5 live tomorrow from 1:45. Barcelona, meanwhile, just back to football, have announced the signing of Memphis Depay on a free from Lyon. Julia, the permutations at times can hurt my head in this. What do France want in this game?
I'm not sure either, Champers. I mean, we could be in a situation with a team with 4 points and then 3, 3 and 1, where everybody can still qualify, which I guess would make Wednesday night, because then they play again Wednesday, well, fantastic. I think the draw, I guess, for the French would probably be best, so that almost get Germany out of your way. But yeah, it's quite fantastic. Look like we expected to be fair at the start of the competition.
Absolutely, we just want more of the same in the second half, don't we, Neil?
Yeah, absolutely. They made a change, Portugal, which they thought they might do, but it's not the substitution they thought they were going to take off. They brought off Bernardo Silva, and they brought Renato Sanchez on, and right side, probably just to stop the bleeding, Chambers down the left-hand side of the German team.
And a game of this quality can leave any athlete breathless at the end of it.
Well, I tell you what, it certainly left us breathless at times in that first half. We're back underway, and Portugal 1, Germany 2, and as you say, Mark, just more of the same, please, more of the same, as Germany in this second half in their white shirts and black shorts line up with Neuer in goal, the back 3 of Rudiger, Hummels and Ginter. Kimmich and Gosens are the wing-backs, right and left respectively. Kroos and Gundogan, Müller, Havertz and Gnabry. For Portugal in their red shirts and green shorts, they made that change that off there Neil had said that's what he would do, and he was quite right. We'll get the lottery numbers off him later. Renato Sanchez coming on, but it's Bernardo Silva who goes off. So Patricio is in goal. A back 4 of Semedo, Pepe, Diaz and Guerrero. You've then got Carvalho and Danilo, with now Renato Sanchez, Bruno Fernandes, Jota and Ronaldo, who's on the ball now and playing from left to right. Ronaldo on the right hand side down towards the byline. Block comes in from Ghost Semedo inside to Bruno Fernandes. Now with Danilo, just rolls the ball a little bit in front of himself towards Carvalho, and Carvalho in the end passes the ball all the way back to Ruben Diaz. So the temperature would have dropped. It was about 31 degrees at kick-off, but as you can tell, the atmosphere hasn't certainly dropped inside the arena in Munich as Pepe comes forward. And now it's with Semedo, trying to get away from Rudiger, but just coming across to deal with that danger was Mats Hummels. Rudiger's giving the ball away to Semedo. Bruno Fernandes back with Semedo down towards the corner flag. Block challenge comes in from Robbie Gosens. And he's gone down feeling the effects of that as well. He's had a fine game.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the Portuguese shield period then. I think you may be ready. I just be interested maybe Carvalho or Diniz going into the back three. Semedo's playing higher and wider, as is Guerrero on the other side. I'm just trying to have a look at it. Can't really see the shape at the minute.
Back to Chris Jones watching Exeter Sale.
Well, I said Exeter was struggling to put Sale away properly. Sale have come back and scored again in. Dan de Vrij funneling past 3 or 4 extra players to score. It's a 7-point ball game, but a tie at this, as it stands, would mean it's Exeter who go through on account of scoring more tries. Exeter 37, Sale 30, 7 minutes left.
Bruno Fernandes with a cross. There's been a little nudge there from Jota Ndinda-Walls. It was spotted by the referee on Kimmich. That'll be a free kick to Portugal. Tomorrow morning on breakfast, Rick Edwards and Laura McGee. They get all the flavour ahead of the afternoon's action, as always with breakfast setting the agenda on BBC Radio 5 Live and 5 Live Sport on air from midday tomorrow, the French Grand Prix, and then Italy versus Wales from 5 o'clock live in Rome, followed by 606 with Chris Sutton and Alistair Bruce Ball, and at 9 o'clock the final round, of course, in the US Open in San Diego, and then 4 more games for you on Monday at 5 and 8 as groups B and C conclude their respective group stages. This is the second round of games as far as Group F is concerned. Earlier we had one of the stories of the tournament. Hungary won, France won, but this is the game of the tournament so far, with Germany leading by 2-1. Sanchez, formerly of course at Swansea City, resurrected his career since, and Sanchez, he's still only 23 with that title success that he had at Lille to Jota. Sliding into the challenge though was Ginter, played forward by Kimmich, getting the ball back, and Kimmich now coming forward for Germany to Rudiger, who's about 10 yards short of the centre circle in the half. His own half, falling on the ground. Gnabry back to Rudiger once more, lifting it forward towards Gosens, controls the ball, kills it down with his left foot, looks up, diagonal ball, floated forward, headed away by Ruben Diaz. Carvalho's header, prodded away by Semedo, and Rudiger will go all the way back towards his goalkeeper. 5 minutes into the second half. What are your early thoughts in this second period, Neil?
Yeah, it's just they're still a back four, Portugal. They're trying to press Germany a little bit higher up the pitch, but they've still got a problem with the midfield three. You know, I just think they're a little bit immobile, and Semedo's still getting narrow. I mean, the switch to play, he's not getting out quick enough to Gosens. And again, it's Germany dominating the ball game.
Havertz right hand side, lays it off first time. Muller inside, ball from Kimmich back towards Muller. Muller towards Gosens. Gosens with a cross, turned in by Havertz. Germany increase their lead. Havertz from close range. My oh my, they now have a 2-0 cushion. I think it's fair to say that Germany in the group of death are alive and kicking.
That's fabulous football. For me, it's too easy, Benno. But again, we're talking about Semedo. Look, he's really tucked in, but I mean, Gundogan picks the ball up. It's too easy. Kimmich is in that sort of half position. Plays a little 1-2 with Muller. No tackle. Carvalho can't get there. Semedo's too narrow. Beautiful ball in from Gosens, who's been unbelievably good this afternoon for Germany. And Havertz is the simplest task of a tapping. But from a Portuguese point of view, no physicality, no pressing, no contact. And Germany have really, this could be 4 or 5 now if this game keeps going.
There is a VAR goal check. Now, when the ball is played, Gnabry was in an offside position, but Havertz wasn't. And I don't think you could say, and in fact the check is over as play restarts, that Gnabry was interfering anywhere near the goalkeeper. So 3-1 for Germany. They came into this game under real pressure after losing that opening match. You know, there was talk about after what had happened when they failed to make it out of the group stages in Russia in the last World Cup in 2018, their earliest exit in a World Cup in 20 years. And now all of a sudden, when they fell behind after being on the front foot, you did fear for them. But they've responded so well, and they are now leading by 3 goals to 1.
And the football has been brilliant. You know, the quality of football, that was a great goal. But from that point of view, Portugal, too easy to play against.
So Portugal find themselves 3-1 down. They've got a free kick. Fernandes to take it, curling the ball in, headed away and helped further away by the head of Thomas Müller. They'll have been under a lot of scrutiny after that setback against France. Certainly Joachim Löw, with his 15-year reign as the German national coach coming to an end. Jota, it was clipped there, yeah, free kick. Kroos being told to go away by referee Anthony Taylor.
He's lucky he didn't get booked for that. You can't really remonstrate like that these days. He was so emotional about it. To be fair, he's not touched him. So I can understand his frustrations there.
Alex, the free kick has been given. He went down onto his knees in disbelief at one stage. Now he makes his mind up. Body stance. Legs apart. Front on, running forward now. He's going to try and hit the ball with the ball, and he certainly caught it, but there was no deviation. It just went on one trajectory and kept on climbing, then over the crossbar and out of play for a goal kick.
It's great theatre, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, even lining up a free kick, you're sort of holding your breath to see what's going to come next.
The way he postures, he always seems to know, doesn't he, when the camera's on him. I noticed him in the head of the first game against Hungary. He had a little cheeky glance up to one of the giant screens and realised that he was being shown on the warm-up, and all of a